We'll chant the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukham karoti vachalam panghum langayate giryat kripatam ham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you to Shri Shri Radha Giridhari Temple, and this is our session on the series of 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So today we'll start with chapter 2. You get lost? Thank you for configuring it. Hare Krishna. So today, yes, we'll discuss chapter 2, and as we know, chapter 2 is the summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. That's why it is explained as the contents of the Gita summarized. So Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who is the father of the guru of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said that chapter 2 is like a nutshell of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Why he said nutshell? Because if you see, the Bhagavad Gita is comprised of 3 yogas, 3 mainly yogas. What are the 3 yoga systems? Can you tell? Yes. Yeah, so Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, like that, right? So, like that, first 6 chapters mostly has Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga. Sorry, Bhakti Yoga is in the middle, and then you have the first 6 chapters, which is the Jnana Yoga, and the last are the Karma Yoga. So, all these 3 yoga systems are actually explained in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. So I got these slides from Pune, ISKCON Pune, Radheshyam Prabhu. So I'd like to thank him for that. So if you see, in the first chapter, we already covered the first chapter. In the first chapter, we saw that Arjuna was very much sad. He was disheartened. He didn't want to fight, the battlefield. I shared, no? So,
share your screen, you should be fine.
Where is my screen?
Just open the Zoom.
Okay, let me remove this.
Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Open it. Share screen. Share screen. Second, desktop 1, desktop 2. Where's the desktop 2? Okay. Desktop 2. Share the desktop 2. Okay. Fine.
No sound, right? Sound sharing is not there?
Sound is not going anywhere.
Okay. Okay, so coming back. So Arjuna didn't want it to fight. And what are the reasons that Arjuna gave that he didn't want it to fight? There are 4 reasons. He said, I will get sinful reactions if I kill all these people. And he was so compassionate. He's a devotee of the Lord. So those who are the devotees of the Lord, they are very compassionate. And third is, he said, if I kill everybody, there would be destruction of dynasty. So many women will become widows. What will happen to the children? Because they won't have any father. They won't know how to perform the Shraddha ceremony, how to offer oblations, how to do worship and all those things. And fourth, he said, I do not want any enjoyment, even heavenly enjoyment, even if I, win this battle. So these are the reasons he gave. And Prabhupada explains that that is the quality of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava or a gentle person is one who is compassionate towards every living entity, not forget about human beings but also animals. So that is the qualification for us also for enlightenment. What is that qualification? Only a kind, soft-hearted and non-violent person like Arjuna is fit to receive self-knowledge. Right? But it doesn't mean that, where violence is required, we are quiet. It doesn't mean that. Once Prabhupada was talking to a monk and another monk of another community, and they preached like ahimsa paramo dharma, that we don't do any violence. And Prabhupada asked him a question, and a female disciple was sitting next to him. And he asked, what if she is going on the road and somebody tries to, misbehave with her? Will you still be non-violent? And then he was quiet. He meant actually he will not do anything to protect her. And the female disciple was looking at him. What is he saying? So Prabhupada says, where violence is required, obviously we have to, So yes, to the best extent, we are non-violent, but when it is required. So contents of the Gita summarized. So there is a connection between chapter 1 and chapter 2. So first chapter, Sanjaya concluded that Arjuna was not inclined to fight. And Dhritarashtra was very happy, because Arjuna is one of the greatest fighters, archers on the side of Pandava. So one person is gone, that means we are more powerful now. So now in this chapter, we are seeing that how Krishna is inspiring Arjuna to fight. So Krishna is on the side of Arjuna. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanodhara, Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhuti Dhruva Niti Matarma. Wherever there is Krishna, there is opulence, there is victory, there is, power. All these things are there. So the first lesson that we get from chapter 1 is acronymed as Gita, and G is absolute need for a spiritual guide. So this is the first lesson that Krishna is giving us. Krishna has not spoken till now in the till the first chapter. Krishna is now speaking, and this also gives us a lesson that unless we are hungry, right, we cannot digest the food. In Ayurveda there is a concept, until you are hungry you should not eat. So unless we have that hunger to gain that knowledge, why am I here? Why are these things happening to me? What is the purpose of life? Why, so many whys. Till that time we cannot assimilate spiritual knowledge. So we should burn that fire of these questions, and which can be answered by the Guru or spiritual guide. So first 3 verses, Lord Krishna chastises Arjuna. Kutastva kashmalamidam. Why have these impurities come upon you? Like that, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you are not fighting. Yoshate. Arjuna said, I am not going to fight Govinda. He just kept down his Gandiva bow. He said, I am not going to fight. And therefore Krishna says, why have these impurities come upon you. And Krishna actually chastises Arjuna by saying, Klebhyam masma gama partha. He says, how this, like importance, he's calling him like that. And why Krishna is saying? Because Krishna is saying, you are a Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. And if you are not, fighting, then it does not fit your occupation. Because the duty of Kshatriya, as per the Parashara Smriti, is that Kshatriya, Shat means to give harm to somebody. Triya means to protect. Kshatriya means one who protects somebody from getting harmed. That is the meaning of Kshatriya. So the duty of Kshatriya is to protect, apply violence for law and order, conquer inimical kings. And Kshatriya never meant to be very peaceful. Kshatriya meant to be strong and violent and maintain law and order. So you are a Kshatriya, so you should behave like a Kshatriya. And how they were trained is they would go to the forest, challenge a tiger face to face with a sword and offer, tiger for royal order of cremation, like that. But doesn't mean a Kshatriya cannot be a devotee of Lord. Kshatriya can be a devotee of the Lord while he is violent. Like Arjuna was very humble and he was shooting the arrows on the instruction of Krishna. So he's a Vaishnava, he's a devotee, and still he's doing his duty. There is nothing wrong. I was seeing some videos. I think there were some wars in the world, going on. So there were some of the soldiers who were devotees, who were in the soldier dress. They were having a machine gun, and on one hand they also had a chanting bag. They were also chanting when they had free time. But when it is needed, they will take out their gun and kill people. And other side you can see, devotees here, Girdhari Priya Prabhu, Mataji, they are making the garland, So there is a wide range of devotees that Krishna is showing us. And these garlands are made up of different flowers, some red, some white, some yellow. So, Mataji, Prabhuji, kids, so many, when we have flower festivals, so many people are plucking those flowers and then offering to Krishna. And when you offer to Krishna, nobody knows who plucked which flower. So there is no question of false ego that I did that one, I did that one. So everything is offered. And flower is one of the gifts of nature. It is coming from soil, Bhudevi. It is one of the miracle of nature. It has beauty, it has ambrosial fragrance, it has different size, different shapes. It represents the beauty of Krishna. Krishna himself means all attractive. So coming back, from the 4th to the 6th verse, Arjuna has further doubts and confusion. So another question he had is that in the battlefield there are my grandfather like Bhishma, Drona is the teacher. They are worthy of my worship. Although they have taken the side of Duryodhan because of financial assistance that they are getting from Duryodhan, but still we should forgive them. So this is the quality of a nice person. Earlier, few years back, even if the president of a country was involved in some illicit affairs or doing something wrong, they will not reveal it. Media will not reveal it until they are out of the position. They will keep it secret that, they will say, he's doing something good for the country, so let us not expose him. Right? So, but nowadays we know how Twitter is. Everything is there. Better to live by begging. He said, Bhiksha I am. I'll just beg. Why should I, kill so many people? I don't want to incur the sin. I do not know which is better, conquering or being conquered. Should I dutifully fight and risk unnecessary violence? Should I refrain and live by begging? Victory is anyways not certain. Victory is also defeat, as we can't live happily after killing relatives. So he's asking all these questions and he gives up his, position as a friend towards Krishna. Because in friendship we can debate, right? We all have friends, we argue, we debate, and we get certain type of taste and rasa in, debating with each other. But with a teacher or instructor, you cannot actually debate. You just ask question, he will answer, and then you have to follow it. So now Arjuna thought, now enough of this. Now Krishna, you are my teacher. Now you tell me what to do. And Arjuna says, you can chant after me, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. Prachami tvam dharma sammudha cheta. Prachami tvam dharma sammudha cheta. Yat shreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme. Chitam bruhit Shishyaste aham shadi mam tvam prapannam. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. My dear Krishna, I find no means to drive away this grief, and now I am your surrendered. Prichhami, I am asking you, dharma sammudha cheta. I am asking you, what is the best thing to do in this instance? Yash shreyasyan, what is the best thing? Nishchitam bruhitarme. Shishyasteham, I am a shishya. So shishya is a root word, dhatu for different words. Also comes for shastra. Shastra means weapons. Those who cannot understand by shastra, those who cannot understand by shastra means scriptures, then we have to use shastra for them, weapon. And then there is shishya. Those who understand Shastra become the Shishya of the Shastra and the Guru. Teham shadi mam tvam prapan. I am taking your shelter, my dear Krishna. So please, Rishikesha Govinda, I will not fight. So please help me. So he is asking Krishna to help him and asking him to be his Guru. So Karpanya means miser. Kripan means miser. And Brahmana means not miser, somebody who understands the value of life. So that is the difference between Kripana, because in the previous shloka you see, he says Karpanya dosho, he's calling himself a miser. So one miser is one who does not utilize the human form of life to realize that he is part and parcel of Krishna and he is the soul, not the body, and who wastes his time in the material conception of being affectionate towards so many different things except the Lord. So here it is said that the difference between Kripana and Brahmana. So Brahmana is intelligent and utilizes the human body to solve the problems of life. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. And Kripana is one who does not understand it. Okay, next. So here we understand the mood to understand Bhagavad Gita. So just like Arjuna is approaching the Guru, right? Similarly, it is being said how we should also have the mood for learning Bhagavad Gita. Correct mood is Arjuna stops friendship and surrenders to Krishna. And incorrect mood is, a lot of people say that there is no need to submit to Krishna, but something within Krishna, and I don't need a teacher, I can just learn by books. But they should understand somebody also wrote the book. Somebody also made that YouTube video that you are learning from. Right? People say, I don't need guru, I don't need teacher. Because that will hurt their ego. They will think that, oh, I am not better, I don't know everything. So that is the attitude. So when we turn away from Krishna, we invite sufferings. When we align with him, we become happy. Very good. Yes. We become happy. So just like a child, like this child, he asks his mother in the kitchen, she's already in the kitchen, right? He asks that, Mom, you get out of the kitchen and I will cook for you. Then what will the mother do? Mother will say, no, you cannot cook here, there is fire. What I will do, I will give you a small kitchen set and you cook on that. Artificial, you do something. Right? And now what happens? Now he will say, Mother, I am hungry. So mother won't say that. Mother will say that, oh, you already have a kitchen set, you can just prepare and eat it. But child will laugh and say, that is a foolish game. Mummy, I want the food now. Right? So similarly, we are also trying to, cook something of our own and try to be happy. But actually, we are getting the love and the hunger will be satisfied when we approach to our eternal parents, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So, once Srila Prabhupada, he showed a doll of a woman in a shop to some of his disciples and asked them, can you, what is the difference between this doll and a woman? Or can you enjoy this woman? Then obviously they said it's not a living entity. So obviously, that's the difference he was trying to explain, whether it's a human body or it's without a soul. So now the second part, so first part of this second chapter is focused on Guru. So when somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, what is the essence of all the scriptures? These days we want everything quick, 2 minutes Maggie, 2 minutes coffee, Starbucks, driveway, ATM, this, that, Burger King, right? You just want in 2 minutes. You online, on your app, you just click all the things, Jamba juice, this, that, and you just walk in and get it. Actually, one day I went and in 2 minutes I could get the juice out, make a payment. It was so fast. I loved it. So somebody similarly asked Prabhupada, I don't have time or patience or intelligence or whatever it is to read the whole scriptures. Please tell me what is the essence of all these scriptures. Then Prabhupada quoted a verse from Shvetavasar Upanishad. It says, Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasyati kathitam yartha prakashante mahatmana. If you have strong faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead as well as your Guru, spiritual master, then all the essence of the scriptures will be revealed to you. Right? So he asked about, I don't want to read all the scriptures. He said, okay, don't read. And this verse itself says, the essence of all the scriptures will be revealed if you have that strong faith in Guru and Krishna. That's all. You don't have to read all the scriptures. So there is this, in South India there is alvars, 12 alvars are there. A lot of beautiful temples are there. One of the alvars is Vishnu Chitta. And Vishnu Chitta was a simple, very simple person. He was making some Tulsi garlands and he was making, taking care of Tulsi, and every day he will offer it to the Vishnu temple near his house. And has anyone heard about Vishnu Chitta story or no? Okay, then I can continue. So he was making those Tulsi garlands and he was very happy serving the Lord. He didn't wanted anything. He just wanted to serve the Lord. So one day the king of the province, this is 1,000-year-old story. King of the province was going around in the kingdom and he was seeing what people are doing for liberation. What are the spiritual practices, how they can get liberated. And finally, he kept a debate that he will invite all these scholars from all over the area and they will have a debate that what is the perfection of liberation. That will be the question that they have to answer. What is the perfection of liberation? So he invited everybody and all the people from around, big scholars came for the debate, and those days you didn't had like soccer or football, and believe me or not, cricket, those were not the sports. Debate was the biggest sport that time. So everybody was so enthusiastic and they came and they said, whoever wins this debate will get a big treasure box. So they hung a treasure box on the top and whoever gives the correct answer, that treasure box will fall down for them. So everybody went, and when all this, and this person Vishnu Chitta, he slept one day and in the night he dreamt of Krishna, and Krishna said, I want you to go to the debate. And he said, my dear Lord, I am illiterate and there are so many great scholars and Rishi Muni, everybody is there, I don't know anything. He said, you just go, just have faith in me, and I will empower you. You just go and speak whatever you know. He said, okay. So he just followed the advice of the Lord and he went to the debate. And in that debate, he was the last one. Everybody spoke and he was the last one. And they asked him question, what is the perfection of liberation? And he said, the perfection of liberation is to love the Lord by doing devotional service for him, by being a servant of the Lord. And immediately as he told this, the treasure fell down. And everybody was so happy, and king was happy, and they gave him like a royal, welcome, and called the elephant and made him sit on the elephant and everything. So, but he said, I do not want anything like that. My dear Lord, I just want to, go back and continue with my services. They offered him this position of the guru of the kingdom. He said, no, I don't want this. It's very simple. I mean, it's a long story. I won't go into any further. So yes. So that is the importance of a guru. So second is I. So this chapter also teaches us identity, that who are we? Many times this question is argued by so many religions, so many communities. Who are we? So let's see what the Bhagavad Gita says. Second chapter says. Okay, if I ask you a question, who are you? So can anyone answer? Like, do we have a mic? Is there a mic somewhere? Yes. So what would be your answer? Yeah, just like that you can speak. Yeah. Soul? Okay. What about you? Anyone else? Yeah. They will give the name. Yes. Yeah, just give the mic to somebody, Prabhu. Yeah, you can sit. Yes.
I mean, generally the answer is like with my name, right? I mean.
Yes. We'll give the name that I am Gaura or I'm
Gaura or whatever.
Yeah.
We are the small or smallest particle of God, because he will say, if I'm happy, then I'm happy because of him. Like, I'm happy for him, I'm sad for him. If I'm doing anything, means he is telling me to do that.
Yes.
So technically, we are the smallest, like a tiny part of God.
Yes. Somebody will say, I'm Shahenshah, I'm Gabbar Singh, I'm Amitabh Bachchan. So everybody has their own names. Yes. So this is a professor of anatomy at Illinois College of Medical Science. He says, our body is mostly water, right? And he gives a description of calcium, phosphate, potassium, so many different things. He gives that description. And if you calculate the cost, maybe this presentation is old, so instead of I'll give that inflation, I'll add inflation to it. So let's say 200 rupees. It's like $3-4. So unless, so are we this? No. Actually, I was driving one time in Atlanta. We were going to temple. And this car was coming in the opposite direction. It was a Ferrari. Beautiful car. Red color car. A lady was driving. And he was driving in opposite direction. You understand, right? It was a highway. We are going in this lane. Nobody can come in that because there is a kind of blockade to go on blockage. But she was doing. And she was driving so fast. I was saying, what is this going on? I immediately started taking the lane on the right to protect myself. And other cars also were slow. They were thinking, what's going on? And she banged, boom. She was actually trying to commit suicide. Later we came to know. And that whole car was a wreck, that Ferrari. But when the ambulance came, police came, they were not looking at the car. They didn't want it to protect the car. They pulled out the lady from it and took her to the hospital. Right? So that is the value. Although the Ferrari might be $100,000, but the value of the soul that is animating the human body is much more than any car or anything, right? Because the soul can be, rule empires, Roman empires, can be like Sachin Tendulkar or, Tom Cruise or Modi or whatever, great personalities. That is the power of the soul. So yeah, that's another story. Maybe some other time I can share what happened. And finally, Krishna saved us. We were all chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so that protected us. And she was very rich. Still she kind of tried to do that. Don't you feel we are more than the chemicals which constitute the body? Yes, of course. Then what is our real identity? She is the same beauty queen. When there is soul, the chemicals are the same. but there is no feeling. Even the husband will run away from her or her boyfriend after the soul is not there. So many people want to get a selfie and this and that. So Bhagavad Gita gives a very nice description. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. Na jayate mrite va kadachin. Nayam bhutva bhavitavana bhuya ajo nityam sashvato ayam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. It cannot be killed. It does not take birth. It has not come into being, does not come into being, it will not come into being. Soul is eternal. Satchidananda. It's part and parcel of Krishna. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. This is the difference between. Can you read the slide? Give her the mic. You have the mic. Can you read the slide? Yes. Can you read the difference?
Body is no matter, no conscious changes. Soul is spirit, conscious, no changes.
Yes. Body is temporary. Soul is eternal. So Krishna told you are not the body, you are the soul. And why he is telling all these things, we'll come to know. There is a reason why he is telling this. It is related to the reason why he didn't want to fight. And the reason is, because he said, I don't want to kill all these people, Bhishma, Drona, and all those people. And Krishna says, even if you kill them, then it's good for them. Bhima and anyways, they are old now. So they will go to another body. Right? So, and they are dying on the battlefield. Krishna is there. So, Prabhupada explains this in the purport. So you are not the body that you see in the mirror. You are the Atma soul, the real driver of the bodily car. What is the time? Okay. So 5 minutes more we can speak. So Krishna is saying that don't lament unnecessarily. Ashoche anva sochastvam. Ashoche means do not lament. Anva shochastvam pragya vadamsha bhasase gatasum agatasum sha nanu shochanti pandita. You are speaking like a learned person, but actually you are not learned. You do not understand that what you should lament for. You are lamenting for something, which is anyways going to die, which is the body. And all individuals exist eternally. And then Krishna tells about the quality of the soul. And Arjun might argue that although the soul is eternal, body is related to the soul and thus becomes an object of affection. Once relatives who are connected to the body also become dear. So when their bodies perish, there will certainly be lamentation. That is right? When our near and dear ones die, we feel sad. That is the reality. Because we cannot see the soul with our current eyes. Obviously, if we are to that consciousness, we can see, but right now we cannot see. And the connection to the soul is through the body. And we do not have the right to kill, anybody because of the laws of the state and the laws of Krishna, God also. He doesn't permit us to kill anybody just like that unless we are authorized, to kill. When the soul leaves the spiritual world and comes to the material world, So soul, many people ask, where was our soul before that, right? So originally our soul was in the spiritual world, and because we wanted to enjoy separate from Krishna, we are sent in different species, different planetary systems. There are 14 planetary systems, Bhulok, Bhuvarlok, Patal-lok, Shiv-lok, so many different there. So we forget our true identity as a soul and thinks that we are this body. We think we are this body. And the evidence of that is that the change of body is eternal. Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatrana muhyati. So it is said that just like the embodied being changes, the body changes from boyhood to youth age to old age, similarly the soul also goes from one body to another. And whoever is dhiras or a sober person, tatra na muhyati, he is not illusioned by that. He understands, okay, somebody died, the soul is going from one body to another body. They understand that. That is how it works. But Arjuna might say, but still I am attached to my relatives, to my teachers, to my grandfathers, and I am lamenting, and I cannot kill them, I cannot fight with them. So what is the difference between the living body and the dead body? The living body goes through birth, growth, maintenance, production of byproducts, dwindling, death. So to answer this question, Arjuna might again ask this question, argue with Krishna. But Krishna is actually taking that role where he has descended to remove all the irreligious people on earth, right? What is that verse? Dharma samsthapanayarthaya sambhavami yoge yoge. Krishna has a purpose to be there. And Krishna is instructing. Krishna is ordering Arjuna. That is the authority. If you are in military and your boss asks you to kill the enemy, will you kill them or not? If you kill them, you will get a Paramveer Chakra or you will get some good gallantry presidential award in America. But same person, if you go out and because of anger you kill somebody else on the road like that, you might be in the jail because it's not authorized. You're not permitted to do that. So similarly, Arjuna is a Kshatriya number one. He is giving permission. He's been given permission by Krishna because Krishna has a purpose, and that's why he is doing this. So some people think, oh, this life is like ice cream, just enjoy and let it melt. Anyways we have to die. So this is the material point of view. So they will do all the things which are prohibited, all the illegal activities they will do. But spiritual point of view is, we are not the body of flesh and bones, we are spirit soul in the material body. I have to do good karma so that I can be happy in this life and the next. So we already know the difference between living body and a dead body, right? So this, car, how the car is. And then very nice example Prabhupada many times gives is of a bird in a cage. The soul is trapped just like a bird in the cage. And the lady is only polishing the cage. We are only polishing the body, but we are not giving food to the bird, which is like the soul. Then the bird will, what will happen to the bird? It will die. So there are a lot of proof of soul's existence. When somebody dies, we said he or she passed away. But actually the soul is passed away, the body is still there. Right? There are a lot of examples of near-death experience, out-of-body experiences. It's Medical Journal of Pediatrics and Emory University in Atlanta. They have done research about, in the emergency rooms. So there are a lot of evidences, you can go through it. And then Krishna also explains in this verse about tolerating the temporary dualities. He said in this life there would be difficulty, there would be heat and cold, summer and winter, so just tolerate. Matra sparshas tu konteya, sito ushna sukha dukkha, agam apaino nityas, tam stitikshasva bharata. Tam stitikshas, just tolerate, this will be there. Many people give up. If there is some problem, people get depressed, anxiety, have suicidal tendency, but we should learn to fight back, to continue, because, just like example of my wife was sharing, next to our house there is a tree, In the winter season, the tree sheds all its leaves, fruits. It's just like bare tree, there's nothing there. But when the spring comes, summer comes, it has beautiful, fruits, flowers and everything. So just like life is there, there may be good season, bad season, but we should not give it up. We should understand this is how it is, and tam stitikshya, so just tolerate those things sometimes. If we can fix, that's best. If you can do something, yes, we should do it. But if we cannot do anything, what should we do? Yeah. So And then equanimity is the eligibility for liberation. Generally, in too much happiness, we become complacent, and when there is difficulty, we try to blame God or somebody else. So equanimity is very important. So soul never dies. Na jayate mrite va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuya ajo nityam sashvato ayam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. The soul cannot be killed. Hanyate hanyamane sharire. Na jayate mrite. It cannot be. It is not born. It is neither it can be dead. No one can kill the soul. Just like you change the clothes, right? The soul also change clothes or the bodies. Vasham sijirnani yatha vihaya navani granati naro parani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Another proof of soul is past life experiences, memories. This is Dr. Ian Stevenson of the University of Virginia in Psychiatry Department. He has 2,000 cases of reincarnation. There is an example of this girl, Shukla, you can find on internet. 100 books proving reincarnation. Phobia comes from past life. Difference in temperament of twin proves soul. Although it is the same egg, but there is a difference in temperament because of two different souls. It's not the same soul even in twins. And the soul leaves the gross body behind at the time of death. Basically, mind, intelligence, ego is the subtle body, which the soul leaves our gross body. This body is gross and goes into another womb. A new dress. We can get a dress of a demigod, or we can, become human being or whatever. So this is Shukla. This is the lady whose past life has been studied, and not only in India, all across the world there are cases of reincarnation. 2,000 cases are there. House of Sri Amritlal Chakravarti. So you can see this in more detail. I won't go into detail. So she recognized her previous lifetime house, her mother-in-law, brother-in-law, husband, daughter, and identified her husband. So imagine she's a little girl and she's saying he's my husband, who's like 50, 60 years old. So these are the qualities of the soul. So all this is a famous verse. Let's chant together. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledyanti apo, na soshyati marutaha. So these, yes. So these are the qualities. Cannot be cut, cannot be burned, moistened, withered, unbreakable, insoluble, everlasting, immovable, imperceptible, immutable. The size of the soul is said to be the 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. So we'll continue next session with this third lesson from chapter 2, which is T, two duties. So first G was for what? Guru. I was for what? Identity. And third is T, which is two duties. What are the two duties? Our spiritual duty and our material duty. Both these duties are explained. So this is Karma Yoga. So first was Jnana Yoga about the Guru and the soul. Now this is Karma Yoga, and in the end we will see Bhakti Yoga, which is about the qualities of a person who is Sthita Pragya, who is very stable. How he behaves, how he talks, how he walks. So Krishna explains that. So all these three yoga systems are encompassed in chapter 2. That's why it is called the contents of the Gita summarized. So we'll continue from there. Thank you very much for your patience and listening. If you have any comments or question. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes. You can take prasadam, and if anybody has any comments or questions, you can stay and later you can take prasadam. Those who want to go can go out. Any comments or questions? Mike, you can take. Gaura ji. Yes.
Question.
Yes.
But it is good that you surrender and then you learn. But a lot of times if you surrender and learn, you may have a lot of questions. Even then. Even if you surrender, your mind is still wondering, oh, he's saying that, but do I really agree? And until those questions get answered, how you can surrender or how you can even think about it, what the other person, or it could be Krishna or it could be
Correct.
God, that how I can make sure that this is really
Correct.
I understand. I mean, how I make myself understand that what is being said or where I'm surrendering is really going to calm me down. Otherwise, you can surrender, but you may still be having a lot of unanswered questions.
Correct. So it's very simple answer. I mean, you can discuss with those who know about the subject matter, right? So when even if you read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is answering questions, still you have questions, then discuss with devotees, ask questions, and there are different ways of understanding it. You can, scientifically try to understand. For example, the soul, we understood how reincarnation, near-death. You can go into detail and read it, understand it. And you should also understand how to acquire knowledge. So there are different ways of acquiring knowledge. One is by seeing. So can you see the Wi-Fi here? Like the Wi-Fi is there. Can you see it? Not seeing everything is not, the full knowledge. There is a science of studies called epistemology, how to gain knowledge. So it clearly tells that seeing is not perfect way of getting knowledge, right? So that is called pratyaksh pramana. Another way is anuman pramana, like by hypothesis. That is, if you remember in maths, we used to do by the principle of generality, let's x is equal to 10. So, we had to hypothesize something. I think how mountains are made, probably it's by volcanic eruption or by, clashing of maybe the tectonic plates. That's a hypothesis. But we do hypothesis, but result could be something else. So that is another way of acquiring knowledge. Pratyaksh pramana, anuman pramana. And then there is Shabda Pramana, that is coming through the authorized scriptures. For example, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam says that cow dung is antiseptic. This is written millions of years back, thousands, not thousands. So now scientists are finding that yes, cow dung is so good that people in Mumbai who are millionaires, they are putting, instead of plaster, cow dung on their walls. Because it is good, it stays very nice. And believe it or not, I was in the Brahmachari ashram and there's a soap called Gomata. It has cow dung in that. And after I took bath, it was so nice. I felt really happy. So science is now proving cow urine, cow dung, cow milk, and scriptures are saying that. Even how the baby is growing in the womb of a mother, it is written in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 21 chapter. Ultrasound was discovered how many years back? Just take a wild guess. 50 years back actually, 60 years back. And scriptures are telling how in the womb, the sperm, how it goes to the womb, how it becomes a pulp. 1 month, how the shell and bone is formed. After 2 months, how the head is formed. 3 months, bones are formed. 4 months, he gets thirsty. Everything is described. So somebody may argue, he might have, done something and broken the womb and just try to understand with that. People can say like that. But even what the baby is thinking, it is written there. How can you know what the baby is thinking? Everything is written there in Srimad Bhagavatam. So these things give us faith. Yes, the scriptures are correct. Because see, we are engineers, we are scientifically minded. You are in Qualcomm, right? So for everything we need proof, we need evidence, right? That is what science is. So when we read, when we discuss with like-minded people, then we get faith. And when you associate with people who do not believe with it, initially we should avoid that because our faith is also not strong. So first we should strengthen our faith and then we are ready to answer their questions. Because in the beginning, if you get exposed to these people, your faith will get damaged. So initially we should read more, discuss more, associate with devotees like this, because sitting alone and reading is very difficult. Let us be frank. Even I cannot read. Once I have few people or I read with family, then I can read much more. Or when I come to the temple, I prepare for the class, then I read. Otherwise, it's very difficult for anyone. So
some people argue with that as well. Like sometimes, okay, it's all written, but why we forget all about the for 1,000 years we didn't have this, and suddenly European comes and brought this knowledge. Now we are talking, we had this already. So why we forget ourselves?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's very unfortunate that we forgot. That's why, we have our Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, who translated all this into Sanskrit to English language. Because English language is the window to the world. And our Indian languages, like whatever, Hindi, Telugu, these are window to the heart. You know? So he translated to English because English is a widely accepted language all over the world. So that is why gurus are there. You know, Krishna empowers gurus to preach this message. Otherwise, we'll be just lost in, like Maharaj Badrinath Maharaj says that, you know, 9 to 5 job, go to Walmart, get the glossary, and that's it. You know?
Yeah, sometimes like we are even like in Bharat, people are not studying Sanskrit.
Yes, yes.
But in Germany, they started studying Sanskrit. There is students, and
Yes.
they are reading about Veds and Puranas.
Exactly.
We stopped doing that. And we just put
Yeah.
that to Gurukula, and that too also we don't not. That's not like in our
Yeah.
economic ladder. So the people who are going like into like engineering, medical, they're not even worried about all this. But
Exactly.
Germans are like getting more important and reading all this stuff.
So it is our duty as Indians to understand our own scriptures, first understand ourselves, and then to preach to others. Even in America, you know, this is just like Hanumanji. Hanumanji was sent by Lord Ram to tell Ravana and everybody. Similarly, we are also sent here so that we can understand and preach this message. So yes, if they are studying, then we should understand the whole Bhagavad Gita and very nicely apply in our lives, imbibe it.
I had an argument with my colleague.
Yes, yes. Please share. What was the argument?
Technically born Chinese, but technically like
Huh.
we had an
Mike, you can speak on mic. Yes, Tapas Prabhu is recording on YouTube. Yes.
What was my understanding about dharma? So we were just like talking. So even in the Mahabharata, every character has their own dharma.
Actually, dharma is the next. If you see here. Yeah, so that will be the next session.
Yeah.
What does dharma mean?
So I'm saying like what I understand. So
Yeah.
I was like first trying to explain him. So that actually I was not explaining him very good. So it was like okay, in Mahabharata every character has their own dharma.
Yes.
So they thought that okay, his promise is his dharma. Pitama Bhisma, he thought that okay, his vachan is his dharma. So technically, but all above there is a dharma called humanity. The was just because of humanity, what Lord Krishna was trying to establish. In short, like humanity, other than there will be like very deep ground. So I was trying to tell him that in Sanatan Dharma, actually it's not Hindu. They use the word Hindu, it's not Hindu. Hindu is not any dharma.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So everyone they can.
Your mic is off. Mic is off. Turn it on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Now it is on.
So, I was telling him that in Sanatan, it's a way of life where you have to we have a lot of examples, like Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So you have to pick one, and then you have to listen him and try to understand what they are trying to tell, and then you can follow him. And that will be your dharma. It's not that you are a particular, you have to sign for it, that, oh, no, I am a Christian or I am a Hindu, and you don't need to sign for it. So his counter, and then I told him that, okay, in terms of God, everything is right. It's just like until unless you are harming someone. It's like, that's what Krishna was saying, that because even to Arjuna, that, okay, everyone tries to follow his dharma, but they are forgetting the main, what is humanity. So that I was trying to tell him, and then he say, oh, but if nothing is written, and if everyone, my colleague, he was saying that if everyone will follow his own dharma, then there will be chaos only in this world. Nothing happens. So that's why he was saying, oh, no, Christianity, they have a book written, Bible, and so that's why, and no one, they have to stick with that. If God is saying, this is wrong, then this is wrong, and you cannot question it.
You should bring him next time. We are going to discuss in detail about dharma.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Thank you. We can discuss more during Prashad because 8:15 the darshan is going to open. So we have to wrap it up before that. But we can discuss outside while Prashadam. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Girdhari Priya Prabhu, any comments? Mataji? Anything?